This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the mixtape with K, Diesel, and Zap. This is the mixtape. We got kicks in the back. This is the mixtape. Live at 8:05. This is the mixtape. Yeah, the mixtape. This is the mixtape with K, Diesel, and Zap. This is the mixtape. We got kicks in the back. This is the mixtape. Live at 8:05. This is the mixtape. Yeah, the mixtape.
We need to bring the rap back.
We do.
We need to bring the rap back. Like that's like.
Too bad we don't know any rappers.
That's way too short. Yeah, too bad we don't know any rappers.
And nobody with the studio that could record us any type of sounds or anything.
That was like really quick, really fast intro.
It was like sped up. Did you speed it up?
I did it.
It sounds faster and faster.
No. That's just the. We had to take the intro out because it was copywritten.
Apparently.
And then I just wanted to shorten it and just get to the meat of it. But
now you want to add the rap.
I kind of miss like the whole intro. Yeah.
I think the views have gone down since that.
Wow.
Shout out to that one person who unsubscribed since last week. We're still at 105, man.
That's good though. That's good. Thank you to the 105 people that have tuned in and to whoever's tuning in right now. We here. We in there.
Shout out to our one person in England, still loyal.
Hey, we see you. We see you, player. May the force be with you.
May. Oh.
May.
It's going to be May.
So many Mays. And this shirt is from our guest tonight.
It now all makes sense. Solo.
We have a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. Shout out to our girl Ale.
Hey, Ale.
Ale, District 31.
District 31.
In the building. How's it going?
It's going good.
I'm glad that you said yes, that you would come on our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're happy to have you here.
You guys are my friends. I've known you guys forever.
Forever.
Yes.
Forever.
And what I wanted to do is I wanted to focus on shopping local, keep it local, support local 805. And I saw that on a liquor store in Orchid. I don't remember the name. But
The liquor store in San Luis said support locals.
not locals.
Oh, no.
Locals.
I saw that on a liquor store.
Yeah, you bet you did. Support locals, eh?
Big BGB.
No. Oh yeah. You might have got yourself into something proper.
Yeah.
Anyways, really though, we're local. We're not trying to conquer the world. You know what I mean? We're not Pinky in the Brain over here.
No.
But we do want to shine light on those people in our backyard, and so we thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Why don't you let people know a little bit about who Ale is? Alejandra.
Well,
I know you don't go by that.
I go by Alejandra.
You
A lot of
do
people call
not.
me Ale.
I've never heard anybody call you Alejandra.
Professionally wise, yes.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
many alter egos.
Okay. Let's get into it.
Kiko's like, I've never heard it, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. I also have an alter ego when I'm like beyond buzz, but it's all different people.
Any other names we should know?
Not right now.
Not on YouTube.
Not
The
on
internet is
YouTube.
forever.
The internet is forever. That is one thing we are learning. So,
We're not doing that right now.
okay, all right. Well, we're not going to bring your
Okay, well, as far as
Your-
Ale goes, Alejandra is a hard worker when she wants to be. She does a lot. She does a lot. I have a lot of things in my plate all the time, which is fun because it keeps me occupied. And I work. When I work really hard. But when I don't work, you know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be around.
Before you started your own business, what were you doing?
I was leasing apartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're working for a company?
Yes. They used to be Village Green. They're not that anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're
Used
like
to.
Real Vista or something. La Vista.
Yeah,
or
something like that. I was real
Vista View.
Yeah, I was doing leasing, and then one day my dad came up and said, "Hey, I'm working at this company and they're selling it. So would you like to join?" And I'm like, "Well, let me see what the company is." And I looked at it and it looked beautiful on the outside. So I did. I invested. I went in there with him, and then it turned out to be a big old flop. Everything was not theirs. It was leased.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was a big mess. And then I said, you know what? This was fun for the month that I had it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and we looked for new machines, new everything, and then I started doing it. So I've been doing this since 2000.
So, okay, and doing what?
I started with embroidery,
Mm-hmm.
just embroidery, which I was not good at.
So now, was this what the original?
They only did embroidery, yeah.
They
That was
did
that was
embroidery.
the company.
That's
Yeah.
the company that you went to buy, and then it turned out.
It turned out to be a flop.
Right.
They had nothing, and it was just a big mess. It took us about 5 years to get back.
Yeah.
All
Well,
these
that's a
clients.
hard.
It was not fun in the beginning. But once I learned how to do embroidery and I started finding all these baseball teams, like youth, baseball and youth soccer, it became kind of fun after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm going to do it. So I went all in. And I've been doing this for 21 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, that's a long time.
Right.
That
I didn't
is a
know it
long
was
time.
that long.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot smaller than that.
No, I worked.
Or younger.
Well, yeah. Well, with
Newer.
that.
Newer.
Some, you know the word.
No, well, 7 years ago, I left working for my dad
Right.
because it was just us two, and then I started my own business, and
Right.
then he works for me now. So
Oh.
Oh, how
Yes.
the turntables have turned.
yeah. He doesn't like it very much, but it's.
He does like working for you, or he doesn't like.
He doesn't
the
like
job?
working for me because I get very cranky sometimes.
What?
Like you're like, what? Never.
Never,
Ah,
man,
man.
never.
Right. That was easy. So okay, so 7 years ago is your
Yes.
personal business,
Yes.
but you've been in this same business
Yes.
industry for 21
For
years.
21 years. But like I said, I only did embroidery. I didn't do screen printing. I didn't do vinyl. I didn't do business cards, flyers, posters, all of that. None of that was it.
So originally, it's just embroidery was
Just
was the
embroidery,
game.
yeah.
And how was that? How was it doing the embroidery at the beginning? And
It was hard. I always thought I made the best logos, and they came out like little tiny logos. So I wasn't doing a good job. And I had nobody to teach me because, first of all, the internet wasn't that involved.
True.
wasn't
True.
mature yet, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't find like Google how to do embroidery.
Right.
None of that really existed at that time, and so I had to teach myself how to do it. I mean, I have stabbed my finger many times on
Oh.
a needle, and that does not feel good.
She was just telling me the story the other day about how she caught her finger. She's like, I haven't done that in years.
Yeah.
Did it sew a little AV on you? It was
No,
like-
but she did say she had some thread.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was like inside. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I had to
She stitched
was fun.
herself.
I stitched. Yeah. Who needs a doctor nowadays?
Right.
All it keeps them in stitches. No, so you did embroidery,
Right.
and I would assume I've never done it. I mean, I have, like for what were those classes back in high school where you had to learn
For
how
home
to
ec,
sew?
home
right?
economics.
Okay, so I did that, and then my mom had a sewing machine, and so, something happened, and at one point she was like, "Just go do it yourself." You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
had a tear or something. I don't know. And so I did that, and it was cool. It wasn't something I was gonna do, but I would have to assume that just my little bit of knowledge of what that is, like that starts to become a task, especially when you have to do, like, say, a whole team, like if it's a whole,
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
plus
like
you're
a
probably
f-
thinking T-shirts. I always think like,
Probably
what's the
like
most
football
difficult
team.
item, like a hat or something to have to.
I say baseball jerseys with applique. Those are hard
Baseball jerseys?
because they open up in the middle because
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
you
okay.
have to
See,
like split it.
You have to make sure it
Dodgers.
right. Exactly.
Exactly. Those are the hardest, I believe.
Giants.
Like hats is not hard. Like the machine pretty much does it itself. All you gotta do is digitize it, put it on a disc, plug it into the machine, and it starts just embroidering by itself. You just and it even tells you when the needle or the thread has cut and it stops. So it's not like it'll just go through it and it'll be just horrible.
Just keep sewing.
Yeah, it'll just
Right.
go through skin and
Just a
everything.
line,
No,
just keep going all the way around.
it does stop. It does, thankfully.
That's pretty crazy. And so when you first started, so let's go back to when you first got
Right.
the other business, right?
Mhm.
You said they had a bunch of stuff that was leased out,
Right.
right? So when you first started, how many machines did you have?
They had 2 one heads, and then that's it. That's all they had. So every client of theirs was only embroidery. There was nothing else. Then they had a little bit of vinyl, but vinyl back in the day was so thick.
Right.
It would
Right.
just like, and then it would just come off half the time.
It was like
or-
duct tape thick,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
it was
yeah.
really, really thick. I didn't like it.
We
But
all
now-
had one of those shirts at one point or another where like we had a
Yeah.
one off that was like, you wore it and it felt like someone like you couldn't move.
Yeah.
Right.
heavy.
Because if you stretch it out, the,
Right.
the letters are gonna fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after you wash it, it's a
uh,
50-50 that
Yeah,
it's still gonna be intact.
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty much done.
I want to say this about this shirt. This shirt's been
Through-
been
Years.
years
Yeah, it's been
Yep.
2 years.
that I've had this shirt, and what happened is I think a new Star Wars movie was coming out or something, and so there was a lot of talk about it.
Spaceballs too.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Let me see. Where's Ale? I think I can find out right now.
While you're doing your
But
research.
while he's doing his research, let me tell you,
Right.
like, this
Let me
is
see.
this was vinyl. This was when vinyl became very flat, like it just like sinks into the shirt.
Right.
And I wanted him to have an amazing one. So when you do vinyl, there's a lot of weeding involved.
Right.
So you have no
And,
idea.
and weeding for the I've been doing my studying for this interview. So weeding is when you use the little
little picky thingy.
thingy
Yeah.
and that in between the letters and all the
Right.
numbers and all that. Okay.
It,
all right.
it doesn't have the statistics of when I sent that picture, but it was
It's been a few years.
it's been years,
Okay. All right.
and
There was
it's
no
one of my
pandemic.
favorite shirts.
Right.
I usually pull it out around this time because May the 4th
May the 4th.
be with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know it's nerd. It's not.
I
It's not.
understand.
And I'm not like, don't get me. People, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not like the biggest Star Wars fan, but I grew up with it. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with it.
I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I'm not gonna lie. I just
I
don't have a
remember being
custom
in
shirt
line
made for the.
in Santa Barbara on State Street at Arlington Theater, and it
Right.
went like around the corner and around to the other street to Chapala.
Chapala. Okay, Chapala.
Right,
Right,
and
over.
so there was like a huge line to get into it, and I remember that, and I remember everybody cheering for R2D2 and C3PO. They open up, and then the thing with Darth Vader. Once Darth Vader came on, everybody cheered for him, and I didn't know. I was too little
Right.
to understand because I don't think I'd ever seen Star Wars before that to understand that he was a bad guy. And that was the first time that they actually have said that Darth Vader is like one of the few bad guys that people cheer for.
Yeah.
People love.
People love.
Right on.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. So anyways, like a new movie was coming out a couple years back or whatever, and there's a lot of hype. And I saw this picture, and I was like, "Oh man, this is dope."
I want
And
that.
I asked her, "Well, can we do this?" But I don't want to get in copyright trouble, right?
Do that again.
Well, that pretty much only happens if I were to try to sell this,
Right.
right? If I was trying to make money off somebody else's design,
Right.
then I would get in trouble for it, or shut down by YouTube or
Whatever. right.
Elon Musk or whoever. You know,
Yeah.
somebody would come after me, right?
Unless
but-
it's a parody of something.
Right. Like Spaceballs.
True,
Spaceballs.
but you can't use an exact image.
No. But that was not a real image. That was a picture that somebody
Somebody drew
that's
this,
how you got it.
Right.
but it wasn't exact. And then she added, I don't know if you could see, she added the Star Wars
Right.
and the R2D2, and then there's a little X-wing
Okay,
fighter on
yeah,
the back.
'cause
Oh, is there? Oh.
I made a little mistake, and you
Oh.
got a little black dot on the back of his shirt. So for me to cover it, I put a little, one of those little.
It's an X-wing fire,
Right.
right? And it's
Yeah.
dope because I get a lot of compliments on this shirt
Well, yeah.
when I
it's a
wear
cool
it. It's
shirt.
Everyone loves Star Wars. I think.
right, and it was pretty bad. I mean, it caught my eye, so I was like, hell yeah, that needs
Right.
to be on a shirt. So I'm gonna put it on the shirt. I'll put it on the shirt. But what I'm saying is, even though
It's still there.
even though the shirt is a little wrinkled
Uh-huh.
right now,
it ain't peeling off like the thick vinyl back
right?
in the day.
It's
No big
it's
vinyl.
gone through some washes. This has been years
Right.
that I've had this, and it's still it still pops. Like it's still very. And so
Right.
I gotta commend you on that because that's quality work. When you don't have quality work, that just
They peel.
pops
And we've
off
all
right
had
away.
those shirts
It's
that
just-
peel and stuff.
Right.
I made one for my daughter, DJ Zap logo, which is a parody of the Run DMC logo.
right
Yes, they did.
parody.
Parody.
Apparently.
Parody. It's a play on it. But yeah, she wore that thing until it still wanted to give up, and she still wears it right now. It hasn't given up. So, I mean, she wears the bed. It's a little tighter now, but whatever. But, still.
Right?
Yeah, still there. Hopefully
No,
she
it's-
pops up and I say, Sophia.
It's quality work. So if you're looking for quality work, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be the plug right now. If you're looking for quality work, please
Go to
hit her
what
up.
District 31, right? You gotta tell me how you came up with District 31. What?
Oh, it's a fun story.
Right there. Look at that's the logo.
right?
Right.
And that's is that your IG? Is that how people?
That's my IG. That's my Facebook page. It's all of that.
They'll
But-
find you on District 31.
Okay, so 7 years ago, when I started my own business, I said, I gotta start a good name. I want something that I want to do because usually what I'm into is just doing other people's designs. I wanted to do my own designs. So I said, I'm gonna call this District 31. District 31 is what I called it. We are in California, the 31st district to join the United States.
Oh,
So
okay.
we are 31. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down coastal from all the way from San Francisco to, let's say, San Diego. I'm going to go to each place, make shirts, and for each city, because we have 364 cities in the United States, which
Really?
is not included with like little cities like Orchid that are not
Right.
part of our
Corporate.
we're not. So there's so much more. So I wanted to go and I wanted to take pictures and make shirts and like sell them to the cities.
Mhm.
But I got stuck because I'm so used to making other people's designs and other people's logos that I couldn't think fresh anymore. I got lost in my idea. So I did consignment for one time at Walgreens. Those all sold out, but I didn't know what else to do. So, because I'm so used to other people's designs.
Right. So when because the Walgreens thing is super interesting. Because how'd you get into Walgreens?
Well, they have a consignment department, and all I had to do was apply for it do Santa Maria, and then they took it in.
Okay.
So I did a lot of shirts for
I
Walgreens
did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that
a
either.
few years ago. It's been a few years.
Dropping gems right here on the Mixtape
Right?
podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we can get in on the podcast, Walgreens podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be wellness and mixtapes. I don't know.
Well, that's a mixtape.
No.
Did you watch that little series about Walgreens and wellness centers?
I didn't.
Yeah, there's a little documentary on it.
Is
It's pretty
it
interesting.
bad or is it
It's
good? I
not-
don't know.
it's
That's
not
not allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
I don't want to.
We're protecting
I
the
don't
brand
know,
here. We're
so
not
no,
sure.
I did not see nada.
Yeah.
It's good watching, I heard. No.
Mhm.
So District 31, California, represented,
California,
right? Now, would you be open to that? Like, because I'm about to be unemployed in about a week. So, you know what I mean?
yeah. No,
If I could get my shirts going, like, it's time to make, it's time to make it
We can
happen.
put it on consignment. You guys have a nice logo. You guys have a nice following.
Time to make it happen.
You guys are
Kevin.
DJs.
You could, I don't know if you
You
can
guys got
see.
this.
Right. Yeah. I have. Well, this is the reverse
Well,
image. Put your phone up to the mirror right now, and you can see our logo.
well, what happened was, we're
Which
having
is
a-
not, which I mean, I love that logo.
It
It's
is your
cool,
logo.
but it was kind of like an emergency logo. Like, shout out to Aunt G.
Yeah. Shout out to Angie.
Okay.
He's in the chat right now.
He is. Who said like, hey, you guys need a logo.
A logo refresh. We had like
Right.
the original logo that I don't know how we did it. I don't.
I think that was just like a stock photo that we touched up.
Yeah, something like that. That's
But we
usually-
really need to, and I don't know. I'm just saying maybe with my time off, I can like
You're really good at that.
like,
You're really
just
good at that too.
focus on something, or I could just continue to just eat from bed. I don't know. I need to stop. I need to get my lazy ass out. But I hope to use this time to, put those creative juices going, because I do want to do that. I do want to have my own shirt and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
like I said, you do quality work. It's lasted.
Right, it does last. And so, again, in my study for today's interview,
Hey.
Oh.
so is it like, you mentioned vinyl, but is it like, is it sublimation or is it
Okay.
vinyl? Because
Well, look at you with the big words.
I watched Ray. I watched
Okay.
Ray as the entrepreneur
All
and a
right.
lot of things about vinyl cutters and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so how long have you been doing? You mentioned the old vinyl when it was like thick. How
Right.
long have you been doing vinyl? And I know that a lot of people, a lot of people do vinyl, but what do you think it is that sets you apart, and what's that method? And for those people that don't know what it is and why, District 31 has it going on with
Well,
this.
I have 3 types of printing. I have sublimation, I have screen printing, and I have vinyl.
Right.
People that are working more with an economy-wise budget, they usually do vinyl.
Right.
Because it's cheaper. With screen printing, there's screens on top of screens to make so many colors. But sublimation, I think, is the way to go right now, because sublimation, it just kind of sinks into the material
Right.
and it lasts so long. To me, sublimation is the way to go all the time. It's just like the best.
Is it more expensive? It's more expensive,
It's a
is
little
what
bit
I'm
more
assuming. Okay.
expensive
Okay.
than vinyl.
That's
But
sorry. That's the one that like
Is it
sinks
more
in.
expensive than screen printing?
cheaper than screen printing, but more
Okay.
expensive than vinyl. Sublimation works with a different type of ink, so that's why it's a little bit more pricey.
Mm-hmm.
But it lasts forever. It lasts more. Like what they say, screen printing cracks, vinyl will crack if you use the wrong vinyl, but sublimation just lasts forever. That's what's going on right now. That's why I have sublimation. And I haven't been working with sublimation too long, maybe 2 years.
Right.
I
And that's
don't-
still a long time, because I see people. That's like a newer technology in the
Yeah.
game,
I was
right?
gonna say I had
There's
graphic
no
arts
weeding.
back in high school, so I never heard of
Right.
this. But that was know,
Right.
an infinity ago. So
Right. But screen printing, you gotta take the screen, you gotta burn the
You
screen.
gotta
I watch a
do-
lot of how-tos, more than I should
Oh,
on
no,
this stuff.
I,
No
I
reason
remember
why,
doing
but
it. Like we did a 4-color, you know,
Oh,
Yeah.
that
screening, and
So
and you
much.
had to match that up
did you drop the paint on it?
Mhm.
Right, you would put the paint on, and
You
then
put the paint on,
uh,
go through it. You gotta
know,
dry it, move to the next one.
That
It's a
confuses me in the
process.
brain right here. I can't. Every time I watch a video, I'm like, I don't know how they're doing this. I
you
have
know
no
what?
idea.
But it's pretty awesome watching it all come
It is
together
pretty cool.
Mhm.
when you see it line up. Even the tests, like when you just drop like a felt, right,
Right.
and you're doing it and you're trying to match up the lines and all that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta do
Yeah.
that.
Even that becomes interesting because now you have like a offset like screen printing, right?
Right.
And it's like, oh, the colors are supposed to lay on top of each
They
other, but
do.
they kind of
A
did
little-
this, or maybe you had a screen that bled. You know what I mean? Something didn't go right.
Blurred
so you had
lines.
To redo the.
Good job, Kiko.
Oh no! I this is
That
Yeah.
is
what we
so
used to do.
cool.
On
Yeah.
next
You
week's
know?
Mixtape podcast, part 2 of the screen printing class
I mean,
with KG.
it's going. I'm going
and
back to
Olive.
high school, but yeah, like I did
That's
that.
true.
I was,
That's very,
you
very
know,
I
true.
can
so-
tell. Though. Keep talking.
Yeah,
you know, it was-
take over the mic's all yours.
no, but I'm saying that the process is pretty wild, and to watch it come together,
Yeah.
and then once everything lines up, and you're just like,
It's
boom,
beautiful.
where it go? Let's go. Let's make it
Right.
happen here.
Yeah,
Next
it's
screen.
beautiful.
You're good to go.
It's beautiful. I love it. I can do it with my eyes closed. It's so easy now.
How many like with do people order like massive amounts of shirts, or is it like one offs? Is it shirts, or is it what are your like main products? I'm assuming shirts, but I don't,
Yeah. To be honest, I have yearly clients that come every month, so I already know who's coming, who I'm preparing for next month, whatever.
Right.
But I do a lot of shirts. Actually, I do a lot of, and I don't know, I hate to say it, but it's funeral shirts. I do that
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
I make a lot of in loving
In
memory
memorial.
shirts. Yeah.
Right.
and-
Well, I mean,
And
it's
but
that's like
I don't charge an arm and a leg. I'm actually really reasonable in pricing.
right.
Because I know that they can go with anybody else, and like we're trying to keep it low, try to keep it like fair pricing here. So
But you're local to
Yeah.
them, right? So they're
Yeah.
not having, they're going to have a conversation most likely like face to face, or at least on the phone with
Oh,
you,
yeah.
or through IG, and then eventually face to face, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, that means something compared to I might be able to get it maybe a little cheaper or from somewhere else, but I don't know the person or I don't have contact with that person, right? I mean,
well, I don't believe. I mean, I have a lot of competition, but like I always say, with competition, we have a lot of business too.
right.
So I couldn't imagine just myself doing everybody's
Sure.
work, because it's a lot of. There's a lot.
But
of
we could
business
take
there.
it over and have a whole bunch of minion
I-
companies
Yeah.
under us.
Yeah, there's a lot of
No,
people.
I've heard you talk about your, clients like, oh my God, I was up till whatever. Dude.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I could stay up till like 4:30, 5:30 in the morning finishing, and then I take a little 5-hour nap and then have to be up again. But I work hard. Not as hard as other people like with a regular schedule, but I'll do like
Right.
3 days, all day, all
3
night.
days. She's beast mode,
Yeah, hammer them all out.
and
And
then
And then it's tequila time.
there you go. Nice tequila.
Cheers.
Here, I didn't bring.
Cheers.
I went to go get my iced tea and line and a half out to the.
Did you stop drinking again?
No, I just. Yeah, I just.
Were you whispering right now?
I've stopped my coffee lately.
he
so-
said no.
No, but slightly. So
Shout out to all the people that have stopped drinking for whatever reason. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
This one's
more
for
power to you. We
yeah.
We don't judge you if you don't judge us.
Right there you go.
There you
Oh,
The
go
other
ahead, judge
saying.
me. Go ahead, judge me.
Right, dropping more gems.
Fine.
So with the vinyl, is that like your most popular?
Vinyl is the most popular.
And do people come and say, "I want you to do vinyl"? Like, do they already talk like they know, or is it like, this is what?
Some people act like they know. And
Okay.
some people just
Right.
don't know.
Okay.
So, like I work with such great distributors for vinyl that I get so much vinyl. So I'll
Right.
buy 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet, just depending if I run out. Because when I run out, buying in town is not very good because the vinyl's not that great.
Right.
So you got to keep in stock all the time.
Got it.
But vinyl works really good, and I work really good with pictures too because the material I have and the printers that I have. I
Right.
have a lot of really good machines that pretty much guide me through the process.
Because I know that there's like a whole like I would call them hobbyists, right? Kind of like
Oh, yeah.
with DJing. There's folks that DJ and there's people that have DJ equipment,
Right.
and I respect that. And they hobby, they have it in the room, it's all set up, and they throw down at the parties and all that. But I wouldn't say they're like, I don't know,
TJs.
they're
DJs?
DJs. They're DJs.
Sure, I mean, sure,
There's a
they're
different side.
DJs, but
But I know that
they're
with,
not.
but it's like a different part of the
DJ.
culture. I call it that. I don't want to, like, because that was me at one point, definitely. So I know that with vinyl specifically, like, there's more than a whole culture. I have, my sister, girlfriend, all this other stuff that have, like, been doing vinyl for a while, or at least a little bit, right? Little cutting. It's not even vinyl. Some of it's just paper and stuff like that. But what differentiates you? To kind of break that down.
Okay, the difference between me and them, and I have respect
Yeah, respect
for all
for-
the
yeah, yeah,
ladies that do it. I have respect for anybody that works in this business, but I'm gonna say embroidery. Like, just my embroidery machine itself
Right.
would make me in a different class with them because my machines are very bulky, very big, very annoying. Like,
Right.
they're loud.
Oh, I
but-
thought you were talking about me for a minute.
Right.
Well, we'll talk about you later. But we have that's the difference. Like I said, I couldn't do this by myself, so I'm glad other people are doing that.
Right.
But when it comes to like screen printing and when it comes to embroidery, I think that's just what takes me to another level.
Okay. All right.
So
Right.
So, getting back to vinyl, because I believe that's what Cricket is, right? So, it seemed during the pandemic, the closure, we had all these pop-ups, all these startups happening, and part of that was this Cricket explosion. Like, suddenly everyone's cricket. Like, cricket doesn't mean the small little insect
Not a
that
little
rubs its
cricket.
legs together and makes a chirping sound. No, cricket now means I could do shirts or whatever. You right?
right.
Do you feel that has had an impact on your industry?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. There's too much business for me to feel like I'm not getting my business. Like I said, I have my clientele for every month. I already know who's coming back.
Right.
I already know I've been doing this for so long that I know they call me like, okay, I'm coming next week, and I already know. I already have it on the calendar because I already know
Right.
they're
Right.
coming. I don't. These small companies, which like I said, I love them. I appreciate them. They do small orders,
Right.
but with a Cricut or any type of vinyl machine, I can't do 20 or 50 or 100 or 1,000 orders cutting vinyl. I have to screen print. It's faster, it's easier.
Right.
It's way different than just doing one or two pieces. If you have like a very detailed shirt, like your shirt, if I had to do 100 of that, I wouldn't be able to do it in vinyl. I would have to do it in silkscreen
You be
or
picking off all those
sublimation.
little.
Do you see?
I'm looking at it right now,
everything
thinking that I'm like, oh
everything
man.
that's white is what I had to pick off.
Right.
And it was hell, dude. I was like,
You should call him and make him pick him
Shocked.
up himself.
I was like, wow. When she did this, I was like, this is intense. And I
Right.
didn't, I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
I really didn't.
But once it was
He was-
all.
Once
He
it
was
was there,
fearing
I
the
was
worst.
like, wow. And she told me a cool little story about it when other people saw it.
Yeah. I had clients come over and they would walk in. They're like, "How much is this?"
I
I'm
want
like,
that
"Oh,
one."
No, this shirt's not for sale.
Unless you order 50 pieces or 100. What's your like? Like? I'm ready. I'm a customer. I'm out here. I'm watching what's going on. I'm like, you know what? I need some shirts done, but I need like a good amount of shirts. What is like kind of like? What do you prefer your starting order to be? And your standard, like with your current customers, what would you say it is?
I'm not gonna. I mean, one is fine. When it,
Yeah, one is fine.
yeah, one is fine.
I like people when they hire me for one DJ job, but
I have really good clients,
Right.
and they order
varies.
like, let's say minimum 100
Peace.
to like 2,500.
Okay,
something like
all right,
that.
all right, cool.
Like
cool.
that would make me happy, cause honestly, quantity is cheaper than just one or two or
Right.
three.
And do you have to like again? I was watching a lot of video. You have to do like pre-treating on all the materials and all that.
All I have to do is iron them with the press to make sure like all the because t-shirts come with like some kind of
Impurity.
yeah. So when you flatten it, you can see that like a demon's coming out of the shirt or something.
Right.
So that's something that I have to do.
You're killing me,
I
Swallows.
pee in
Yeah,
them.
they have to do that, right? Though, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, he's ironing it before I was watching the video, but then
Oh.
it kind of that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That, I guess you want it on like
You need
As
to make
flat
sure,
as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you need to make sure like all the moisture, because the shirts do have moisture on them, and you can just see it come out when you.
see, that's
try it.
experience. That's knowledge. Speaking of experience, now someone at home
True that.
iron my shirt before I put.
Right? Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it seems like common sense, but it's really not. You know what I mean?
I had no idea. I was like, what the hell is he ironing it for? I have no idea.
Do you remember the iron-ons? The old iron-ons?
I remember. I remember the
You
old
had a
iron-ons.
shirt,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like you had like a DJ Zap shirt with like
Yeah.
puffy letters.
Yeah, they made me. I've had a lot of different variable shirts.
Or
Most
the
of it,
old
like
English.
vinyls, old English. Yeah, a lot of old vinyl type of thick.
yeah.
When you say that thick, you
Can
put
we
it,
bring
you
that
put it
back?
on. It has
Do they have
weight.
that vinyl that's like fuzzy? It's like
Oh, wow.
felt.
Yeah, they still have.
Look
I mean,
like
it's
felt,
not gonna
you know what I
last
mean?
very long, but
Oh,
yeah.
I know, but if we could get some sweatshirts,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you guys down.
the
I'm gonna do
DJ
it.
Zap and Concert '88.
Because it's in Santa Maria. I mean, back in the day, I don't know if you remember. Were you born? We didn't ask you. Born and raised
Oh, yeah.
in Santa Maria. Where? Tell us your.
Born and raised in Santa Maria.
Órale,
Yeah, all my
santo.
freaking life.
So when I was
Right.
a kid, I used to go in the mall and there was a place called Loco Shirts.
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
long time ago.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, yes.
Yeah, you do
And
remember
you
by
would
the
go,
elevators.
and they would have like all these iron-ons, like it was like number
Like
32.
Like
Right.
smile now,
Smile
cry
now, cry
later.
later. A rose,
Cry
the happy face, the
later.
sad face, yeah, all that, and
Did they
you-
have the
the
whatchamacallit, man?
it was like the
The SOS.
No,
Uh-huh.
the zigzag man.
oh,
Did,
it came with the
or
you
did they
know,
have the lowrider, right, with the brim and the glasses and the mustache?
they'd go
Playboy bunny.
Yeah,
Oh
Right?
yeah.
they pull out the little felt old English letters and kind of spell them out.
Believe
and
it or
then,
not, I have the Playboy bunny boy, and then I have the girl one, blue
All
and
right.
pink.
yeah.
I still have them from way back in the day. I don't even
Right.
know if they still work,
Right.
but I'm gonna try to see
And,
if it works.
you know, I had good memories about that place because I'm broke as hell back then anyway, so I wasn't going to buy anything, but I'd
Right.
go in and be like, man, you know. But one day I did have enough money, and one of my buddies made me a shirt that said, you know, Old English on the sleeve.
Right.
And no one did the sleeve back then yet. I was like, sleeve. I was all happy. You couldn't read. I had to like keep my arms straight.
That was before anybody did airbrushing.
Yeah, it was pre
Right?
airbrush. Yeah, it
So
was pre airbrushing.
That was like the Cholo era. Like,
yeah.
there was no airbrushing. There was
They
the
still have it.
right.
And
They
then the
still have
airbrushing
it.
came in, and then that was kind of like.
But
oh,
now
big
with
letters.
sublimation though, you could literally, it looks like you could do an
Yeah.
airbrush logo,
And, it'll
and
look
it's the
airbrush.
same on every shirt, and it looks airbrush, and it's like stuck on, right? I mean, and that
Right.
stuff's built into the.
Because
What's it?
airbrush doesn't last that long. 'Cause it's
No,
just
yeah,
a-
it's just paint, right? And it'll start to fade.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not like you could
Yeah,
throw a clear coat.
sublimation is
Hey,
very
throw a clear
different.
coat
Well,
on it.
clear coat on it.
Yeah. Put a little bit of Mosh Podge. No,
right.
that shit doesn't work.
Le découpage for those people.
It is hot, decoupage.
I have if you look back at the early shows of the Mixtape podcast, we used to do it on a decoupage table. We did, right?
Yeah, or the shelf.
The shelf. It
a
was like
big
a
shelf that
bo-
he-
yeah.
It was actually like a record shelf where he kept his rare funk. But they did that, him and his daughter, and it was pretty
Yeah.
dope. I was like, oh, we
Yeah,
need to.
just,
It was
you
like we
know.
need to get this on the show somehow. However, it was like on the same vertical plane as the camera,
yeah.
so you really couldn't see
Yeah.
it. It was like we needed to be able to like tilt it down or whatever. But
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. It was,
Yeah, I like decoupage. I'm into decoupage.
you're into a lot of stuff.
So
You
you're-
surprise me every
so you're
week.
a crafts
Random.
guy.
He
Yeah,
is
well,
crafty.
necessity.
And he's YouTube savvy, so it's like
Yeah,
you
I saw
know,
that. I
right?
saw all he was doing.
it's just growing up we didn't have that.
Right.
There wasn't YouTube. There was like the encyclopedia,
Exactly.
right? But
Exactly.
it's not going to show you how it's, it'll explain how it functions maybe,
Right.
but it's not going to show you how. Now everybody
Right.
has the availability at their hands, at their fingertips to really type in,
Yeah.
the Mixtape Podcast
And find it.
805 on YouTube and log in every week.
Yeah, and subscribe.
Subscribe, hit that bell.
Yeah, by the way, we got to do a quick sponsor
Yeah, let's
shout
do
out.
that right
Quick
now.
sponsor shout out. So,
This is how we segue.
right, segue. Big shout out to Adept. That's where we're recording at right here.
Yeah.
Adept Entertainment.
You look for them for all your professional sound and recording and lighting and
All that.
staging, all that. They got that on fire.
Very cool place.
Unlock. Micheladas Matacrudas 805 from Peru to Salinas.
And everywhere between us.
Yeah, that's right here, what you have right in front of you. Markov, big shout out to Isaiah
And Angie.
and Angie with the beats and the shirts and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
good stuff. That music you hear in the background, that's
Right.
that's them.
Oh, nice.
Very
Right.
chill. They're chill.
And while you're
Chill
at it,
hop.
if you're literally watching the show right now, please just hit that subscribe button.
We appreciate you for tuning in. And we appreciate all the people that tune in midweek or whatever. They come through and they represent. And,
Yeah.
somebody said, well, I'm not going to be able to watch you right now because they were going
Right,
to go
right.
to Sizzling Gogi.
Oh.
And I kind of hate them. But they said they would watch.
Watch
oh,
this
we'll
after.
watch it later. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate you right now.
Yeah.
But no, I all love
And they do watch it later. Honestly, we
I
get
know,
most of
we
our
do.
views come from not the live all
Right.
the time. It comes from the
People don't really Monday. You know what? Shout out to everybody getting home right now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I was told. I don't know. I had today off, but I was told that today was like the Mondayest Monday ever.
Mondays.
I heard it was long ass Monday.
Yeah, probably is.
No?
It felt like that. It's been a long day, but I don't know.
Did
about
you
the
feel that or
longest.
no? No? Did you
To
work
be
today?
To be honest, I just like took a lot of naps, and then I made your guys' little logo. Well, I did. Yesterday was a hard day.
She's like,
for
took a
me.
nap, did your logo,
I
and I'm
s-
here.
I saw a meme that said, shout out to all the people that didn't take a nap today. They pulled an all-dayer.
Not me. I'm not one of those. I took lots of naps.
Oh, man. If you had a crazy Monday or just a long ass Monday, go ahead, throw that thumbs up in the air.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat, even if you can't,
Yeah.
because you're not watching us live. It's all right. We're not mad at you.
But hit that subscribe. I'm gonna
Yeah, hit
subliminally
the
tell you
subscribe.
hit the
Hit
subscribe
the bell,
button.
please. So to anybody starting out in this business, what would you say? Like, what would you recommend, or what words of advice would you give somebody who's saying, hey, you know what? I got this cricket, but it's only letting me go so far. I want to get into professional silk screening or a professional.
I would say don't go with cricket. I would say go with silhouettes. It is such a better platform, easier to use.
All right.
And
Is
then
Silhouette a home?
it's like a version of cricket.
Oh, okay.
A different one.
All right.
And start going with machines that can print and cut. So
Print and cut.
Yeah, because cricket, silhouette, they usually, you print first, and then you put it back on the mat, and then you cut. Look for a machine that actually prints and then cuts, because it already knows what it's doing. Most machines now are not that very expensive, under, I'm going to say 300, but in silhouette and cricket are at 300. So I would go with a bigger, better machine.
Right.
Then
Right.
go with those.
I didn't know they were that expensive.
They
I thought
are.
they were. I thought they were.
They are expensive.
Oh no, I would even thought they're because they're more. Some of them are more. I was looking and I was watching one of the videos and it was like, ad popped up like the little sponsor for
Right.
the things. We'll have that soon. We'll be like cricket. Mention silhouette.
Mention it and then it'll pop up.
Soon. That'll be like once we get all the views on this video, and I kind of like clicked just to kind of see how much they were, and it was like okay, but it was kind of like a package. It came with just I don't think it was to print anything as much as it was so you could try out the program and kind of get used to what's going on because
Right.
you're using it for silk screening. There's there's screens, right? Kind of like Kiko broke it down
Yeah.
layer after layer, but with like silhouette or cricket, it's a computer feeding the print and cut
Yeah.
machine, right? So
Well,
a little bit. Am I close? I'm close.
You are. You're completely
You're
right.
a lot closer than I had. I have literal no.
If you are gonna go with cricket or
I've only heard of
silhouette
it.
or cameo and cricket,
Right.
Cameo.
if you're gonna, it's silhouette. It's the
She's
other.
strange,
Strange,
but I like it.
Oh.
Anyways,
Like candy. Okay, cameo.
so if you go with one of these machines, they are actually really good with screen printing too, because you would actually print on vinyl, cut the vinyl, click it on the screen, and then you can screen print it. So if you're gonna start
okay.
with business like that and you want to do screen printing, those machines are really good because they are precise cutting.
Right.
Like once we fix Kiko's laptop, which he just did that too.
Right.
You guys can see
I was
how
excited.
cool and precise it is. But yeah, we did it like 2 minutes before.
I know.
He's like, we're gonna start right now. Let me peel and stick.
And that's why there's a big old sticker on his computer right now.
It should just.
It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this business very much, and I work a lot like with my brother that's over there.
Right.
He's my delivery guy.
Oh, brought the delivery guy.
in the
He
fam,
does a
baby.
lot. He does a lot
Fam.
for me. He does a lot for
Yell
me.
really loud so they hear you in the background on the thing.
Hi, what's up?
Sup?
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 He's a cool baby, bro.
You
Sup?
want some tequila?
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah,
Right
come
here.
on in.
Come on
Yeah,
in, come on in,
and
come on
say
in.
hi.
Just say hi real quick.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
All right.
Ooh,
See? Oh,
sexy
See,
see,
proof
boy.
that
We
we're
got
filming
sexy.
live,
Get it.
filming live.
Get it, awesome.
Yeah, so I work with a lot
So
of
when
my
he
family.
shows up to deliver,
yeah,
ladies.
tell him what's
No, I
up.
kidding.
Why not? He's single.
Oh, well, hey,
Right.
this isn't. Well, maybe it is. I don't
Maybe,
know. Maybe
yeah,
it
that
is
should be the next
platform,
episode. Like,
right?
That's
hooking
the
up single
next
men.
week's part 2 of cricket and
Click it or
Cameo.
cricket.
click it or cricket. Click it or
Chirp
cricket.
this way. I don't know. I
Chirp
think the
left or
alcohol's
chirp right.
kicking in.
Absolutely.
So, okay, so young people or not young people, someone new to this, that's your advice to get in. And as far as people wanting to create their own design, because you said that's what
I did.
you imagined, right? Making that
I
happen.
wanted to, yeah.
And then you got into just taking people's designs and doing that for them, which I'm sure is, super lucrative, and it's less of a gamble than having what you think might be a great design, and
Right.
it turns out that nobody wants it or into it.
Right.
And every artist, every great artist, has gone through that. Most of their life, they're poor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until they get discovered, which is usually after death, and it's like, oh my God, he has such an intricate mind, or she was so in tune with this and that, and you don't realize it, right?
Right.
So, as far as designers go, what would you say would be the best way to get into this?
Well, like I said, I work for other people. So what they design, I've had people bring me napkins and say, "Can you do this?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Just tell me colors," and then they write colors where they want.
Right.
And then I do it, and then I create their design myself. So if they don't want to go through the whole process of doing it themselves, just give me the design and I'll do it for you.
All right.
But I'm saying, if, like, let's say I wanted to get into design. So
Oh.
what would I get? Like, what program, or what would you say for me to get into to creating the design? Because
Absolutely. I would say Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator is a good program. You just have to learn it. Lots of videos on the internet about how to start.
right.
Coral Draw, beautiful. It also can digitize the logo, because embroidery, it's different formats than actually doing like a print on a shirt.
Right. Having a 2D design.
Yeah, you need that. Yeah.
Right.
I do a lot of Coral Studio. I do a lot of that because it's very easy. So if somebody is trying to learn, that would be the best bet to go to like something like Coral Draw, Coral Studios, even for videos, Coral Video Studio. Like all of those are so easy. Anybody can just learn it just by going through the little like trial and error.
Tutorials.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
Very
Interesting.
interesting.
Well, no, because I want to get more involved in our show and putting that together, and hopefully now
Kiko,
I'll
you're
have
really
some
good
time.
at that.
I know, but I would never have thought to go with Coral Draw. I'd
did.
probably be trying to, hang myself with Adobe Photoshop, because
Photoshop.
Yeah, that's really
Photoshop
hard.
is crazy.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
crazy. That's crazy
it's like
complicated.
it's so like you have to go to a class
Yeah.
just to even start to comprehend where that's at, because I do remember when Photoshop first started, and it was user friendly, and
It was
not
very
saying that it's
easy.
not user friendly now, but
It
it
is
is just
not
so
user-friendly.
intense
But it's not.
that they took
Oh, so you're an expert now.
they
What,
took,
at Photoshop? No, I just pretty much, I still use Paint.
right? but they take these programs, and every year they go, okay, well, how can we make
Make
it
'em
easier?
better.
Because
Yeah.
people are complaining about this process and the further process after that, and they can't get to the next level.
Right.
And so then they go, okay, well, let's break it down. Let's wipe all that away, and let's put 1, 2, 3, and then in each of those categories, we're gonna have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa!
But how?
Right.
I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to 4, right? I wanted
Right.
to just get past 3 to 4, and you're giving me tutorials on 12 and 13. Like,
Right.
that's way too much,
Too much stuff.
right? So I would never think to go with Coral or
Very easy.
Illustrator, you know what I
Very
mean? And they're even in the same, Adobe family
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well,
Like,
they are competitors.
well, yeah, Coral is,
Yeah.
but Illustrator
Yeah.
is Adobe, but I would never think to go to Illustrator.
Yeah.
It's something that
Yeah.
is there.
It's different.
You know what I
When they
mean?
say Photoshop, you're like, oh, rookie. Is that what you say? You're like,
Well, no, because it's pretty crazy. But I mean, I'm trying to, make paint
Right.
McDraw.
McDraw.
No.
McTikTok.
For those, for maybe you don't get the joke, and that's cool because you're not old. But there was those McPaint programs in the early, yeah. Anyways,
But just on, because Kiko's very humble, so I'm gonna say something. This guy can make an image and do some illustration on it on his phone
Right.
within seconds, and then sends it over. And I'm like, how did he do that?
so
that quick?
can he.
Uh,
So can he.
Well-
No,
he does
no,
our
Kiko
he does
does-
our flyers. Like he.
I
just-
the
I-
black and white.
I mean, but
typewriter.
hey, but you still like you,
this beautiful piece of where is it? Hold on. This masterpiece
theater right
Beautiful.
there.
That's absolutely
Right?
beautiful.
But
It's
he
centered,
gets
I'll
it
call
done.
it
He
that.
does
Right.
that stuff.
Right.
Now I want to be able to do like the next level flyer that has like
Right.
the 3D and the you know the shadowing around everything and all that stuff. But
You can do it.
I've been away from doing anything even remotely close to that, or even having the time to do that. Like I don't even draw no more.
Now you have
I was in
time,
an
sir.
AP art class. Like I was, I was supposed to go to
You need to go. You gotta do
art
it.
college
You gotta
the
do it.
next
after
Bua.
high school. Like I was all set to.
Did you
you
draw
know.
the pirate and the turtle? Remember they used to draw them? We old school up in
The
here.
bear?
The bear.
The bear? Yeah. If you could draw this, just send it in and we'll take
Oh
it.
yeah, there was some. There
Go-
was a
go-
little thingy.
Google that. Everyone's like, let me Google that really quick.
No, I mean it just.
Did you do a bear? Yeah, he's
He did.
He's like,
Send it in.
yeah.
That's it. I got talent like
And
Richie
then-
Valens' brother.
I totally forgot about that.
And then they
You-
sent you a letter
It's
like,
basura.
You may be an artist.
It's Buzz Buzzer.
Buzz Buzzer.
$500 in art lessons. Yeah, we.
Richie Valens and
tend
his
to quote
flying
movies.
guitar.
Shout out to La Bamba. Please don't sue us.
Yeah.
But I haven't done anything like that in a long time. But it's something that I used to do, used to love.
You do
You know.
such a great job, though.
I know, but I do these flyers and they're like mediocre at best. So
No,
it's like a
they're
little bit
not.
creative,
No,
but
they're
it's
not.
it's pretty mediocre.
But now you could
And
do
then-
them and
But-
give them to Ale. And
I
she'd
know.
turn it into.
But what I'm saying is,
I'll turn
like,
it into a
my
great design.
competition, and I'm not hating on anyone,
but
That's a good way to start.
He's all-
Okay.
but
but the competing flyers that I see, they're already pre-formatted. You know what I mean? It's a palette that they have, and it's just like, go ahead, just put your name here and put this
That
the
there,
date
right,
here and the company logo and your logo and you just insert it, and they already have places for you to insert it and the explosion behind it and the star. And
like a template. It's a
shit.
template.
It's a template. It's a palette, whatever. But like, I want to be able to create that stuff,
right.
But those people went to school for that. Like they took the time.
But doesn't
You know what I
matter.
mean?
Figure-
I'm taking about 2 weeks off before I start trying to
Kiko.
look for a new job. So if I could learn that in about 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
Kiko, do one template, and sell it on freaking Etsy or anything else. You can make money just reselling it, doing the same thing that you just saw about insert name here, insert that. You can make money off of it. That's what they do.
Today, Kiko's getting his business advice. Now, what I like, Ale, about your story so far, what you've told us is, it didn't start off like, and then I had automatic success and I just kept growing. You're like, no, I went, I bought this place, right? I invested my money
Right.
into, and it turned out to be like, oh crap,
bullshit.
right?
It was all crap. I should have digged deeper. Damn it. But I liked it. I love what I do. I can do this with my eyes closed. I have a good support system.
And it's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
Pops
Right.
involved, little brother involved.
My sister's involved.
involved.
Everybody's involved. Like, we're all together. We're all doing it. I'm going crazy. They're calming me down. It's pretty cool.
So we know that there's a lot of work being done. Like
Well,
you said,
especially, think about it. She does a lot of sports stuff. So, like,
right.
as soon as basketball season starts or
man.
baseball season starts,
Right.
well, you know what I mean? Like, it's coming up, and she probably under the gun. Like, all
I
the
do.
time.
I'm got the contract last year for the city, and I've been doing that. Stressful, very very stressful. But that's one of my biggest clients right now.
Do you get the ones where they tell you put the names of every player on the back?
Not the city. The city doesn't do that to me,
Okay.
but other
Hell
people do
no.
that to me.
Yeah.
City wants that jersey back at the end
Yeah,
of the year.
I used to be at Boys and Girls Club. We wouldn't order our jerseys with names on the back. It was just like, make that team red, make that team blue, make that team green, make that team yellow,
Right.
whatever, right?
That's what it
You
is.
know,
Yeah.
I remember one year they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put the names." A big mistake, big mistake. Not only because people don't know how to write the difference between an I and an L, right? Like it was just like a line. I'm like, I don't know.
My favorite thing now is they use like an Excel sheet.
Oh, okay,
So now I can see what it is, an
Exactly.
I or an L.
right.
Because
Do you have them sign off? Have you ever had one of those where like you printed it, you're like perfect, and then you look back and you're like, big glup. Instead of big gulp. No regrets.
when I used to work with a league, I'm not gonna say which league, but absolutely, because they gave me a list of like their letters. Like I'm sorry, like your N and your M look exactly the same.
Right,
So
right.
It was a big problem, but thankfully I don't work with them anymore.
Shout out to Anelio. Not Emilio, but Anelio. Have you ever had that happen? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I've had
You
a
just
lot
roll
of
with
weird
it, huh?
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Like I didn't know there was so many ways to spell Enriquez, or I didn't know
Right.
that you can spell Moreno and Moreño, like, and they were like, "It's your fault. You didn't put the N, the little
Wow,
baby
right?
bit."
It's
Like,
your
did you-
fault.
Did you put
I
it
did what
on
you
there?
did. You know, there's
Right,
a
right.
couple of people that got to go through that. Tattoo artists.
Yeah.
Tattoo artists got to
Like,
go
no,
through that.
no regards.
You know?
No regrets.
Right?
No regards.
People doing a calligraphy or whatever for, like wedding invitations or whatever.
Yeah.
If you messed up on it, like I can't help that. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
yeah.
they fight you. They do. They get all mad and like, "This is what I saw." "Oh no, you didn't read it right." Yes, I did.
Yeah.
You just didn't put it on the paper.
And then
right.
I'm sure there's also like cultural differences. So I explained to somebody asked, like, how did K Diesel come about? And I said, well, K Diesel come about because back when Snoop Dogg was first coming out and his whole hizzle shizzle dizzle thing, right? It was Quick, MC Quick, and then that became Quick Dog, and then that became Quick Dizzle, and then that
Right.
became K Diesel.
Yeah,
And they're like, well, how did MC Quick come about? And I said, well, because when I was 18, my stepdad, who was dating my mom at the time, he wanted to get the cake, and he got it from his tia, who had a Mexican bakery. And so Kiko in Spanish is Q-U-I-C-O, right?
Oh, okay.
So my boy lifts up the cake, and he goes, who's Quicko? And so that became the name, Quicko. Quick, MC Quick, then Snoop Dogg comes out, and then it's Quick Dog, and then Quick Dizzle, and then I come to Santa
That's fucking
Maria,
dope.
K Diesel. But he was shout out to Daddy G, love you partner. But he kept saying K Diesel. You need to be K Diesel. You need to be my afternoon fuel. And I was like, that just sounds lame.
But let's go with it. It'll stick.
Right? Let's change it.
But
I changed it up
Zap,
so it became K Diesel.
Do you know, Zap, that you cannot go into Santa Barbara fiestas without
You
meeting
can.
all of
You
his family,
can stop.
all over his family?
I think the last time I went to
Just
Santa
heard
Barbara
this shit
Fiestas,
earlier today.
the
Well,
last
it's
the
true.
last time I went to Santa Barbara Fiestas, I ran it. It was his brother. Who else? It was
Everybody.
like all the
Everybody
cousins.
knows
Or,
him.
I was like,
It was your brother's cousins.
And we're over here following.
Babies.
We're all
yeah.
following
No, they were
him.
like, oh, this is Kiko's brother. And, oh,
Babysitter.
here's his sister over here. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
We fam over
we're
here. We
fam.
straight 805.
Yeah.
It's true. It's what
It
happens.
is.
It's what happens.
All right. Well, Ale, you know what? We want to thank you for coming on our show and explaining a lot because you really did. You dropped a lot of knowledge on us today.
Yeah, that's like a YouTube channel right there. I'm
For real.
positive.
Yeah.
I
Right.
know. And,
Definitely. That'll be ones that people look at and be like, oh, okay.
okay.
And you do a lot of stuff for this area, and we want to congratulate that fact that you
right.
represent for the 805s, a local business. You've been here all your life, and
Right.
you know you do it. It's a local
Right.
business. So you're not like doing it for a company. You know what I mean? It's not
Right,
like
right.
you know, I can't think of a shirt right now.
But it
so-
doesn't feel like untouchable. Like, you know, like I said earlier,
Right.
we could contact you and reach out to you and,
Yeah.
you know, have the discussion.
I make people's logos happen. This is my thing. I'll do that
Yeah,
for
right.
anybody. Just
Make
everyone.
logos happen.
Yeah.
Make logos
We
happen.
need a logo. I mean, I like this logo, but I don't like this.
Yeah. You need to make
I
our
like
logo.
this
Even the
logo
person who
better
made that
than-
logo is like, we got to remake this one as soon as we
Right.
get an opportunity.
But it flies for now, and so thank you for that, and thank you for coming to our show. Once again, where can people get
yeah.
a hold of you at?
Thank you. You guys can text me, my email, or email me, 805-354-2198. Text me, send me your design, or email me at thedistrict31@gmail.com. Or
The district.
The district.
the district 31,
Right.
because it's California.
Right.
California is the district.
Right.
Or Instagram or TikTok. I send my videos there. They're all the District 31. So thank you guys for having me.
All right. So
TikTok.
District 31, we're going to find that on IG. We're going to find it
You
on
can find me everywhere.
TikTok. And we're going to find the District 31 at Gmail.
Or at your local bar, because I might be there.
Hanging out with K Diesel and DJ Zap.
Sucios.
Susie.
Yeah, man. And we can't say enough. You do awesome work. I mean, honestly, I've seen it, and it lasts. I mean, that's the difference.
It lasts. We
I
need
mean,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Everybody has one of those torn up shirts in the closet, and you're like, man, I need to get this remade right here.
Yeah.
Right, you come right over here.
I take shirts off and go iron them again for them. It's annoying. Okay, love you.
I
Love
didn't
you
even know you
guys.
could do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
I do. I
that's
can
dope.
fix it.
All right.
Right on.
Get
Love
a
you
hold of
guys.
her.
Thank you so much.
District 31. Don't forget. Plus, we got special deliveries when you order from District 31.
From John.
From John in the back over
John Single and ready to mingle.
there. Hi, ladies. We have your shoulder.
I'm John.
Ready to go.
That was easy.
I'm John.
That was easy. Before we tune out, big shout out to all our sponsors. Shout out to Adept Entertainment. Shout out to Michelada Matacrulas. Shout out to Markov. And most of all, don't forget, while we're here, we're going to ask you to subscribe. So make sure you subscribe. And
See you next week.
yeah, we'll see you next week. Shout out to Ali.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.